Well, how are you doing? Okay, this is something I don't normally do, but I felt the need to do it. I'm making a second video about where's Wally's Falcon Heavy um, globe claim, because the first video was really just to put it to bed, which I should have done. Um, but of course, our opposition, Wally included, is being dishonest. Um, they're not conceding when they should concede, blah, 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 blah. Right? Usual nonsense. Right? So I'm going to completely put it to bed this time around. Basically, it's a rocket launch that happened the 15th of January, some weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And there is different video of this from different places. And Wally is trying to claim globe proof, right? And the funny thing is that the very thing he's trying to claim is globe proof, the very observation he's trying to use is the blurriest observation, and it's a point on the observation that's super blurry. But I've gotten around that, let's just say. So what I will ask you to do is I have to go through some stuff here, and I'm hoping it won't be too long of a video, probably about 20 or so minutes. But wait for the end, because the end is going to be the crescendo. This is going to really make our opposition sick in the stomach, and it's what they deserve, because they are not able to be honest with themselves or anyone else. So it's not our fault. We're just trying to get to the truth of the natural world we live in, and we have this group of people who keep on holding on to this model, like a mathematical model, that's all based on the horizontal plane that we know we exist upon. So it's stupid, but we have no choice. So I don't normally do these kind of things. I normally avoid these stupid videos, but uh, it's just I feel the need to do it because there's just not honesty going on out there. I've already had Wally trying to create straw man arguments against me. It's just like, if you have an argument, you shouldn't need a straw man. Simple. I don't mind someone using the straw man just to get somewhere in a debate. Grand. If you want to do that, grand. Now, if you get called out on it, you get called out on it. But if you want to use a straw man, you got to make it smart, right? But if you're in a position where you're supposed to have proof of something and you need to use a straw man, it means you don't have a proof. It means you have got tactics, not proofs. There's a difference. If you've got proofs, you don't need all those tactics. You don't need them. If you're not debating, you're not going to need them. You just put it out. It is what it is. So all I'd ask for, I don't really mind whether our opposition watch to the end or not. They probably will, now that I've said what I said, but for our side, for the flat out side, um, watch till the end, because there's a little thing at the end, and it's going to be just lovely. Um, and Wally and Wolfie and Petey and all the ballers are going to hate it, right? So just watch till the end. Okay, first things first, right? They're using a video, and I'll show this all this in a minute. They're using a video where they're stating that the Falcon Heavy is seen when it from 365, just over 365 miles away at Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. Um, and they're saying that this is only just seen on the horizon when the Falcon Heavy is 23 kilometers in the air, 14.29 miles, just over 14 miles. So what they're saying is you're not seeing it in Myrtle Beach, 365 miles away, until it's 14 miles high in the sky. And they're trying to claim that takes 1 minute and 33 seconds, right? So there's a minute and 33 seconds of you not being able to see it, supposedly, blah, 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 right? Now, I'm going to pull all that apart, right, and show that there's actually deception and trickery going on here. And as I said, the end is going to be epic for our side. But shouldn't have to do this if people were able to be honest, but they're not, right? So we're going to go ahead. So this is the Falcon Heavy, right? This is the one, 230 feet. That's its length, right? This is it again, right? Falcon 9, right? This is the biggest Falcon, right? This is the biggest of all of them, right? Maybe they're all around that size. Here you are. This is them Falcon 9V 1.8, whatever. So that's probably the most recent one. So 230, where are we here? Height 230 feet, right? So its length is 230 feet. right? So 230 feet of a mile, right? 365.45 miles away. The size of so 230 feet of a mile is 0.043 of a mile. So it's 0.043 of a mile. And if we calculate the angular size of that, it's 0.006. Now, that's nothing. The human eye, right, the average human eye has a limit, a diffraction limit, let's just say, or an angular resolution limit of 0.02. So that would be 0.0 and a 2 here instead of 0. That is not based on a distance. That's based on literally you having something right in front of you on your desk, something very small, and you barely being able to see it, right? Barely being able to see it. Like, that is your 0.02 angular resolution limit. That's for the average human eye. Some people might have it a little bit better, some people a little bit worse. The average is 0.02. So, some people have better eyesight in one way than others, and some people have all around better eyesight. Some people are like hawks, other people, they're like moles. You know what I mean? What can you do? And it's just the way it is. We all have different attributes and drawbacks. But the average is 0.02, which means that is based on you being able to see something in front of you, right, at close range, as small as you can see it, right? That is what that's based on. That's not based on looking at something that's 365 miles away, right? So straight away you have to ask yourself, if this is what the ballers have, is we should be seeing a rocket that is 0.0067 degrees at 365 miles away, right? Because they're trying to say we are seeing it just on the horizon, but we're not seeing the rocket. We're seeing the afterburn, all the combustion out into the air. That's what we're seeing. All the fire out of the rocket, all the fuel being burned. That's what we're seeing, and it's a massive amount because like they have these big boosters on them, whatever, that brings them up in the air, and they're just full of fuel. All they are is big fuel tanks. That's basically what they are, big fuel tanks. And what we're seeing is massive amounts of fuel being burnt into the air. That's what we're seeing. We're not seeing the rocket because you could not see the rocket. So you can't determine where the rocket is in relation to the horizon as far as the rocket itself, because it's only 0.006 degrees from a distance of 365 miles, right? So you're not going to see it. You're just not going to see the rocket. That's just the way it is. They're too far away to see that rocket. That's just the way it is. The rocket's too small. So now that we got that out of the way, and just want you to remember that as we go on in this video. So, a couple of small things here. This won't matter at the end. You'll understand at the end, right? Wally's Black Swan mess. That's what I'm right. The original video, right? Video of the rocket from Myrtle Beach. The rocket is seen at 1 minute 22, right? On the original video from Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, I had it wrong. I thought it was in Florida actually, but I know now it's in South Carolina. It's seen on that video at 1 minute 22. I'm going to link the videos into the description. You can see the videos. I will link the video. I'll link the video that has all the links in it. That's what I'll do, which is the video with all the screens on it, right? But which is this one, the collage video. The collage video rocket, right, is seen at 1 minute 33 to 1 minute 34. So from Myrtle Beach, they're saying that somebody standing in Myrtle Beach, is seeing the rocket just on the horizon. This is what they're trying to claim, right? At 1 minute 33 to 1 minute 34. But in the original video, it's 1 minute 22, right? The Folly Beach, South Carolina, 280 miles away rocket, seen at an undisclosed time. And I'll show you that in a minute as the video is darkened and out of focus until 1 minute 33 on the timer. So this video here, the Folly Beach video, the rocket is already well into the sky before we get to see it. We don't get to see at what time it came up over the horizon. I'm not saying the person did it on purpose. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I have no idea. The point is we don't get to see that. So we don't get to see what happened at 280 miles away because we see the rocket well up in the sky at 1 minute 33 because they're showing it at the same time as the original video from the one that's using from Myrtle Beach. Then we have the Wrightsville Beach in North Carolina, 420 miles away. That rocket is not shown in collage video until 2 minutes 12, but it is well up in the sky at the stage. So when rocket was originally seen in Wrightsville, North Carolina is not disclosed. So both the Folly Beach and Wrightsville Beach observations, the rockets are already well up in the sky. So we have no idea at what time they were seen, originally seen at the horizon. We don't know when that was because it's not being disclosed. Now, I'm going to show these two videos just to prove that it isn't on their videos. I have the videos that's linked in the collage video, and it just shows them exactly as is shown by the collage. Now, I find that a bit funny. Now, maybe it's just people videoing them on their phone, maybe not. I would say this is something that people they're obviously there to see this, so they're going to make sure they're ready to record. I would say people would be recording all the way prior to being able to see it, at least 20 seconds or so prior to being able to see it at the horizon, or be able to see it in general. And you have to remember too, they're looking with their eyes, but they're using a camera, and it's down to how good the camera is as well, of how well they can see the object. I have a camera, Panasonic FZ82 or 83 or whatever. It's got a great zoom on it, but its focus is not great. So it takes a minute to focus, and that's the problem with those cameras, is the focus. So it depends on the camera. The focus could be out a little bit, which it is in the Myrtle Beach video, right, which I'll show in a minute. The man has, or whoever it is has to focus it, right, and then it comes in clear, but until then it's not focused. So it depends on if you're using a camera phone, if you're using a camera, whatever you're using, it comes down to, right, the video itself. So that'll give you the quality. The quality won't be reliant on your ability to see with your eyes, because your ability to see with your human eyes has no bearing on how good or bad the camera is going to be, right? But the point is that Folly Beach and Wrightsville Beach, none of these, from the 280 miles and the 420 miles, we don't get to see when we see them on the horizon. That's a bit strange. I find that kind of strange. It's like, why would someone go out there and just start videoing, be there to video it, and then just start videoing it when it's in the sky? Would you not be videoing it before you can see it? You know, that's what you'd be trying to do, wouldn't it? So before it even, just as it's starting to launch. So that's be what I would say. But look, that's neither here nor there at the moment. But you know, it's a valid point. Let's be honest. It is here. It's a valid point. Let's be straight and honest. Why would you be videoing it halfway through it? You know, when the whole point is you're trying to get it, because the higher it's supposed to go, the further it'll go, the harder it will be to see. So you're going to want to see it, you know, from when it first launches, so you can see it just at your horizon. Why would you not do that? It makes no logical sense. So we're going to go back here a second, right? I'll show something here. Now, all this is all good, but this is only this is only the end bit, is just the crescendo, right? This is, I just want to make it big for this. This is altitude 1 kilometer, right? So it's 1 kilometer, right? And it can be seen here in Palm City, Florida, from 105 miles away. You can just see it. You can literally see it on the horizon. Now, this is from a drone, so it's up a bit in the air, but it doesn't matter. And I'll show why in a minute. It won't matter too much. But you can see it there. But this is 1 kilometer, right? And it's 20 seconds into the video already. So that's 20 seconds in, and it's already 1 kilometer, right? So exit full screen. So if we come to here, so 1 kilometer, sorry, is that the right one? Let me show. See which one have I got here. I think I have the wrong one. What am I doing? Oh, sorry, yeah. So, sorry, now, yeah. So, this one, sorry, I'm mixing myself up. So, 20 seconds in, right, it's 1 kilometer, right, in the sky. Sorry, I was mixing myself up there. So, from 365 miles away, that's 0.62 of a mile. That's 0.09 of a degree when it's 1 kilometer up, and that's 20 seconds into the video. So their claim originally was that it took 133 seconds, 133 to 134 seconds to be able to see the rocket from Myrtle Beach. This is what Wally and them are claiming, right? Now I don't want to be normally addressing this kind of nonsense, but I feel it's necessary because there's blatant deception going on here, right? So from 0.262 of a mile, right, at that distance, it's the degree of that, and you have to remember this is based on the height of the rocket above sea level. So that amount of distance, it's not the rocket, it's the height of, so it's an angular size of that from that distance, right? So it's 0.09 degrees, right? So then we come to 2 kilometers. That's 29 seconds in. So that's 29 seconds in, right? And it's 2 kilometers in the sky at 29 seconds in because it's accelerating. It starts off at 363 kilometers, and then when it gets to 2 kilometers, it's 510 kilometers an hour in speed, right? That's at 29 seconds, right? You should be able to see that. I don't think I need to make every screen big. So if we come to here, this is 2 kilometers, 1.24, right, miles. So 2 kilometers at that distance is 0.19 degrees. So 0.19 degrees, that's absolutely nothing. You're not going to hardly be able to see anything, especially through all the air and it being kind of morning time. You know, all this different stuff is happening with the sun, causing heat and all the rest of it. There's no way you're going to be able to see something at 1.24 degrees. But the point is that that's already 29 minutes, seconds into the video. So they're trying to claim all this time that you can't see the thing, but it's only 2 kilometers in the sky, and your angle to it is only 0.19 degrees from Myrtle Beach at that point. So that's 1 kilometer. This is 2 kilometers. Let's try 3 kilometers. So 3 kilometers in the sky at 35 seconds. So 35 seconds into the video, right? That is 1/3 of their claim, because they're claiming it took just over a minute and a half to be able to see the rocket from Myrtle Beach. But already at 1/3, over 1/3 of that time, the rocket is only 3 kilometers in the sky. So let's go to 3 kilometers. That's 1.86 miles. So it's 0.29 of a degree. So when it's 35 seconds into the video or into the launch, right, it's only 0.29 degrees for someone in Myrtle Beach. There's no way you're going to see that, not at 365 miles away. Even with your eyes, you won't be able to see it, because you won't be able to see it through all the haze and all the air and the heat and all the nonsense that's happening there. You will not be able to see that. You would be able to see something that's on your desktop. You're looking at it right now with your eyes and the light is on. You'll be able to see something at 0.29 degrees. It'll be very small, but you should be able to see it. Most people will be able to see it, right? But you won't see something at 0.29 degrees 365 miles away through air. You will not, through air, especially you're looking across the water. The whole observation is across water, so it's exactly at sea level. So it's where the highest PSI, the average of 14.7, is at sea level. So you're looking at through 14.7 and all the other nonsense that can happen. Inferior mirage, or everything else on the horizon. Inferior mirage can block the bottom of boats, can make you think that the horizon is closer than it is. Well, the horizon doesn't have a distance because it's not physical, but the point is it can give you the impression of things. So there's all this stuff that can happen out at the horizon, and all the air. You will never be able to see that. So already at 35 seconds of the video, you can just throw away, because no one's going to be able to see that from Myrtle Beach. Not a hope. It wouldn't matter, right? If like they're being totally flat, you still won't see that from Myrtle Beach. It wouldn't matter. You won't see that from Myrtle Beach, and that's 35 seconds of the video. So let's move on to 4 kilometers. That's 41 seconds of the video for it to be 4 kilometers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2.48 miles, that's 4 kilometers, right? So 0.38 of a degree. 0.3, you're not going to see 0.38 of a degree looking across water first thing in the morning, right? That's to an object that's too small to see itself. You're just hoping to see its afterburner or whatever. 365 miles away, that will not happen. It is impossible. You can't do that. You're not looking at something on the table in front of you. You're not looking at something very small, right? Like looking at a piece of, looking at a flower or something up close, and you're seeing some small part of it. You're not doing that. You don't have that, what's the word I'm looking for? Luxury. You're trying to look through all the air at the densest amount of air as well at sea level, 14.7 psi. There's no way you're going to see that. So that's 4 degrees you will not be seeing. Sorry, 4 kilometers up in the sky that rocket is. Right? You can't see the rocket, as I proved earlier, and you to see the afterburner, you like to see the afterburner. You won't see it if it's only like 0.38 degrees. If that's all you got, you won't see it 365 miles away. What do these people think? Like Wally and Wolfie and Petey and whoever, right? Do these people think that you should be able to see 0.38 degrees of an afterburn, right? Well, guess you're only looking for a little bit of afterburn from a rocket that you can't see because it's too small. 365 miles away. Are they stupid? The answer must be they're either crazy or stupid because they can't be both. You cannot do that. That's impossible. I'm sorry. You're not looking at something on the desk in front of you. You're looking at something 365 miles away. So let's move on. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I want to jump a bit. 11.5 kilometers, right? For the rocket to get to 11.5 kilometers, right? It took 1 minute and 7 seconds, right? So 1 minute and 7 seconds, the rocket was at 11.5 kilometers in the sky. Now, I haven't mentioned rotation here, so just remember that hasn't been mentioned at all. And I proved in my last video that all the calculations for the speed as an average all fit just the rocket, nothing else, just the rocket, right? There's no other acceleration or movement going on. It only fits the rocket and the speed of the rocket as an average over that length of time. So if we go to here, right? So 11.5 kilometers is 7.14 miles, right? Around 7.14 miles. So at 365 miles away, 7.4 miles is 1.11 degrees. So are you going to be able to see 1.11 degrees across the ocean, 365 miles of ocean and water in the morning time between Florida and South and North Carolina? No, you're not. You're not going to be able to see that. You're not going to be able to see between Florida and South Carolina something that's 7.14 miles in the sky first thing in the morning like that looking across the water. You just will not. It can't be done. You won't be able to see it in Ireland. You won't be able to see it anywhere. You just can't see it. There's no way you'll see something at 1.11 degrees. It can't be done. You won't see that. So they want you to believe you should be able to see it, right? But you can't. You won't be able to see that through all that air, across all that water, all the things that can be happening there. As I said, inferior mirage, swells, everything, anything could block something that's 1.11 degrees. Anything could block your view from that. A high tide could block your view from that. It's nonsense. But this is the rubbish they want to force. And I just want to put out there, these people, Wally, all these people, right, they're all trying to claim a geometric horizon here. Like, that is unbelievably cheeky. It's like, the horizon is not a geometric location. You can't go behind something or down below something or over something that's not geometric. Even within your own model, as I showed 2 videos ago, when the video about the sunset, the horizon in the globe model is not physical. So even within your own model, you can't claim a geometric horizon. But they're trying to claim a geometric horizon here. It's like, are you really trying to do this? Are you really, after 3 years, trying to claim that the horizon is geometric? Because that's what these people are claiming. They're not saying it, but that's what they're claiming. That's what they're trying to claim. But don't worry, because at the end of this video, it's going to be all over. Now, Just going to move on from this. So as I said, right. So when it's 7.14 degrees or 7.14 miles in the sky, that's 11.5 kilometers into the sky. It's only 1.11 degrees from 365 miles away. So someone in Myrtle Beach is not going to see 1.11 degrees from Myrtle Beach 365 miles away over water. That won't be happening. It just won't. Can't do it. So, right, here is, right, the point. There's 1 minute 34, right? So this is 1 minute 34. Here is they're showing when someone in Myrtle Beach is seeing the object 365 miles away. This is what they're saying. They just see the rocket now. They don't see the rocket at all. They can't see it ever. It's too small, right? And you have to remember, as I said, no rotation has been taken into account here in any way, shape, or form. And according to Wally, right? According to Wally, to me, in the comments on my last video on this, he said it was at orbital velocity. Now that would mean, there's a couple of different types of orbit, but orbital, which one is that then? Orbital velocity. Does that mean it's that there should be a rotation underneath it, or is it going to rotate with the globe? Which is it? Because there's no rotation been happening. There's no, in any of the calculations here, you can't show anything about the Earth moving. There's no evidence of the Earth moving in any way, shape, or form. All you have is the calculations for the altitude based off of the time. That's all you have. And going on the speed and the acceleration, there is the only acceleration that's going on there is the rocket. No acceleration of any other kind whatsoever. And the rocket is going east. That's something else I didn't even go into. But the rocket is going due east. Right, it's going due east. But Myrtle Beach is north of it, and it's going due east. So that might even give more distance. You know what I mean? There might be even a greater distance between Myrtle Beach and the rocket at that point. If it's going east, because that might mean that it's that what it depends on Myrtle Beach and its angle to Cape Canaveral or whatever. Depends on that. And the rocket moving east, that could change. If you do a triangulation there, that could change it into 400 miles. Not 365. It could become 400 miles all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Because it's going due east. And that would mean that the rocket is actually getting further away from Myrtle Beach as it travels. In a straight line. So it's actually moving away from Myrtle Beach. In distance. Just not as, but because it's at an angle, it's not as apparent maybe. But if I was to do it and go through it, as I did before with the airplanes and that, I could maybe show that, and I would say it's most definitely that it's further, that the fact that the rocket is traveling due east means it's getting further away from Myrtle Beach. It's not going to be the same equal distance between Myrtle Beach and Cape Canaveral. It just won't be. If it's moving due east, it's going to change because of the angle between Myrtle Beach and that rocket going due east from Cape Canaveral. You know what I mean? It's going to end up being the hypotenuse of a triangle. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the adjacent would be, let's just say, of a right triangle, whereas the adjacent would be between Myrtle Beach and Cape Canaveral, and then the opposite would be between Cape Canaveral and where the rocket is at 1 minute 33 or 34 seconds. But as we showed earlier, you can basically throw away over a minute of that because it's a man, because you won't be able to see it anyway. It doesn't matter if the total flat plane, you'll never be able to see the rocket even when it's at over 7 miles high in the sky. 7.14 miles in the sky, you won't see it. So I'll make this smaller a second. So exit full screen. So here we have, right, this is from where was this taken from? 1 second now. Let's get that again. Palm City, Florida. This is 105 miles, right? So this is 105 miles away. This person has a drone, right? And they're 105 miles away, and you can see it here. Like you can't see the rocket too much. You can just see the even with this, you can't even make out a rocket. You just see afterburn there, and it looks like just burn off with the rocket there. Even with this, you can't really see it. I can just see a white thing. It looks the same as that. So it's just afterburn or whatever. But here you have this arc here, and here is the horizon, and here is the rocket, somewhere up here, right? Let's say it's ahead of that. It's going to be at the front of this white line here. So you have this, right, altitude right here. And this is where the rocket is at 1 minute 33 or 34 into the into the into the launch, right? Now, if we come out of that, so and we use that 105 miles, 14.29 miles of altitude, 7.78 degrees. So if you brought that drone down, like the thing about it is, if you bring the drone down, that's going to even bring that up in the sky a bit, because that's just the way perspective works. So if you do triangulation on that across from this distance away, 105 degrees, and you do triangulation on that, you're going to eat that. Like that is already, if I just make it a bit bigger again, that's already well, like from this angle, from this perspective, it's already well over 8 degrees up into the sky. Probably 10, 12 degrees, maybe more. I don't know what it is, but it's more over 8. 8 is probably around here, right? Degrees into the up above the horizon, right? So, if you bring that drone down, you did triangulation, that'd be easily above 8 degrees, right? Easily above 8 degrees. So, I mean, if this not even, it's only 7.7 degrees. That's all it's calculated as being. So that would easily be above that and more. So that's over 100 miles of flat straight away. They are proven. So let's move on again. So this is from Wide Awake. Now Wide Awake is on our side, and Wide Awake is 115 miles away, and this is what he is seeing at 115 miles. So 115 miles away, this is what Wide Awake is seeing. You can go back and see the collage video. You would see that's what he's seeing. So 115 miles, 14.29 miles of altitude is just over 7 degrees. Now, he's definitely seen something, and like he had to, like when it was 40 seconds into his video when he first saw it, and he's looking, what is this? This is 2:45. So let's go to where are we? Is it 40 seconds in? Or 1 minute 40? It is 1 minute 40. So, right, there it is. And he has trees and stuff in his way, so he can't see it. So there it is at 1 minute 40. And it goes up and it gets to, I think it's there. So there you are. And that's what he's seeing. Like, and he's supposed to be seeing something that's 7 degrees. If the earth is flat, 7 degrees, that's definitely 7 degrees, above the, it's definitely 7 degrees above the, his horizon, and the Falcon Heavy is up here somewhere, because this is all burning and fire. Maybe that is the Falcon Heavy there. I don't know, because he's zoomed in, so I don't know. But the point is that it's definitely 7 degrees above his horizon. There's no doubt about it. Because if we go back to 1 minute 40, sorry now, right, just one there. Like it's already from what his position will be to there. It's already when he's seeing it right there, it's already, and this when he first sees it, it's already 4 or 5 degrees above the sea level there. Do you know what I mean? Above the horizon. So for him, if he was at sea level, it's already 4 or 5 degrees above there, easy. So when it gets to the point, which is about, it's around here, somewhere like that, when he gets up to there, like it's easily over 7 degrees and maybe more in the sky above him. So that's 115 miles of flat. That's 105, 115, 105 miles of flat, 115 miles of flat. Let's keep on going. So here we have, this is their big claim, total nonsense. Wait until later. It's going to be horrible for them. And here they have, and they're saying, here the rocket is just above the horizon, 365 miles away. No, that there is not the rocket. The rocket is up here, right? You have to remember, this is all cloud as well. It's very likely cloud here, and you can't even see the rocket. All you're seeing is this, right? This is all you're seeing here, right? Burning. That's all you're seeing. And the point being is that the rocket, it doesn't matter, he's here. It's not going to be down here. That's where all the burning is happening up here. So this is 2 point something degrees, right? So if we just go out of that, so at that distance, 14.29 miles in the sky, it's 2.24 degrees. Now, that is definitely, if you, like, what's strange is that this is such a blurry video. And I'm just going to leave the video play for a second, and you'll watch it as it unblurs just for 3 seconds. Well, 122. This is, as I showed earlier, 1 minute 22 of this person's video. Here it is when they first see this. Now, in the other video, it's shown to be 1 minute 33 or 34. So 134. It's like that's a big difference from 122, but it don't matter because, as I showed earlier, you can just throw way over a minute of that video because it won't mean anything. Even over a flat plane, you won't be able to see it. The degrees will be too small. You won't be able to see them. And even if you can see them with your eyes, you won't be able to video them. Do you know what I mean? With this kind of video, you want it, I don't know, you won't be able to see it. It'll be too small. And you have to take in all the aspects of the video you're using, of the camera you're using as well. Some cameras are better close up, some cameras are better far away, some cameras aren't so good at zooming, but they've got really good megapixels, whatever. You have to take all that into account. But I'm just going to play this for a couple of seconds, right? Now, that's 3 seconds. And look at the difference in what the person is seeing with just 3 seconds. Right? Just 3 seconds, and the person's changed the movement around, and they've tried to focus it up a bit. And it's already very obviously well above the horizon, several degrees. And 1 minute now. Right? That's 129. That's 7 seconds later. So 7 seconds later. That's what they're seeing. 7 seconds later. And that's going off out east. So that could have started way over here closer to them, and it's gone off out east. So 7 seconds later, and it's there. So it's I mean, that's this is probably about 4 degrees above the horizon. The horizon easily 4 degrees above the horizon. So I'm just going to do something here, right? Just a second. Where are we? Here, right? So if I just make this bigger and I just play this on for 7 seconds. So 134, 135, 136, 137, 138, 139, 140, 141, right? So leave it play till 141, right? So 141, 26.8 kilometers. And that's in an arc that's moving away. That arc is moving away from them off out to the east. And it's an arc. So it's not going to be straight up in the air. And it's 26.8 degrees of an altitude, or of kilometers of an altitude, right? So what is that? What's 26.8? What is 26.8 in miles, right? So 26.8, right? 26.8, right? Convert length. So kilometers to miles. 16.6 miles. So 16.6 miles. So where are we? Here, this one, I think. So at this point, it's 16.6 miles above, right? It's shown to be 16.6 miles above, above the waterline, basically. So that's what it is, 16.6 miles. So if we go to here, and we'll try putting in 16.6, 16.6, sorry, angle, degrees, calculate, 2.6. So at this point, it's 2.6 degrees, 365 miles away, 2.6 degrees. Out of 90, it's 2.6 out of 90. Like if it was that clear earlier on, it would be very obviously well above the horizon before 122. If I just go back to here. So, right, 122. There's 1 minute 22, right? If it was clear, it would be very obviously well above the horizon before 122. But we can't see that because all we're seeing is the blur. Now, I deal with that a bit later on, right? But this is the point. The point is that we're not seeing it because of the blur. It's not that it's not above or it just appeared. It would already have been above our horizon. We already would be able to see it. It's always above the horizon, but us being able to see it. But even when it's 129, right? Even when it's at 129, it's only 2.6 degrees. So 2.6 degrees from that position. So that's easily 2.6 degrees from that position. I don't see what the problem is. But 2.6 degrees is such a small amount for you to see, and it depends on your camera as well. At that distance, it's such a tiny amount. But this is supposed to be proof of a globe for a start. It's ridiculous to even use this as proof. It shows how pathetic and desperate our opposition are. But this is what they're at these days. So I'm going to move on. So this is, right, this is, I just show 0, 0, 0. This is the start of the video from, sorry, where's this one again? This is from Wally Beach. This is 280 miles away. So this is the start of the video from 280 miles away. This is the one that's in the collage video. So that's way above the the horizon. Would have been seen for ages beforehand. How come we don't get to see when that was foreseen at the horizon? How come we don't get to see that? We get to see a lot of that. We get to see it when it's well above the horizon. How come we didn't get to see that before that time? How come? Why didn't we get to see it before that time? You know, why did we only get this part of the video? You try and tell me the person went out there and just turned up and just started recording there and then, unless they got there late, maybe. But anyone who was wanting to be there will go there and be there to see this before it launches. So it makes no sense to me why this video will be used, even if the person just got there late. It makes no sense to me why that video will be used. You know, and as well as that, as I said earlier, where is the evidence that any of these videos were synced up? Where is any of that evidence? It's just some ballers putting this rubbish together and fabricating some globe proof nonsense. Well, I'm going to show in a while how it is total nonsense. Not that I haven't already shown that, but either way, from 280 miles, right, 14.29 miles of an altitude will be 3 degrees, right? So this should be 3 degrees. This is what, now that's easily 3 degrees above that's easily 3 degrees and more above the horizon. So it should be 3 degrees. So at this exact time, it should be 3 degrees. Because if anyone like Wally or Wolfie or any of these people want to say, oh, well, that video wasn't synced up, it means none of your videos were synced up. It means it's all just a ruse, as I believe it is. And it's all just fabrication. And that's all that our opposition have. And that's what they're doing, is fabricating stuff. And that's all they're doing here, fabricating the whole lot. Why did we not get to see the launch or this before it was visible, before it launched? How come we didn't get to see all this part? We just got to see that. The very start of the video is 0.00. Why use that video? If that is not, if you're trying to, like, if they come back and say, oh, well, that is not that is just a video we used, and that may not have been synced up. Well, none of them were synced up. Where's the evidence that any of them were synced up? You know, you're frauds. A whole lot of your frauds, total frauds. Anyone who goes along with this on our opposing side is total fraud. Total fraud. So then we go to this. This is from 420 miles away in North Carolina. And this is the, look, 000. This is the very start of the video. And it's way up. And there's obviously, this is not the ocean. This is obviously some kind of grass or hill or whatever, right? So we don't even know how high above the ocean that is, or what time that is, or what time, just like the last one, we don't know at what stage and what time in comparison to the, like if we go back here, in comparison to this, we don't know, like which one, like are they all synced up together? That's the point. They're supposed to be all synced up together, but, there's 280 miles. You can see there, look on the show, right? This is supposed to be simultaneous, right? With sorry, I'll go back a bit, actually. No, that's actually, just go back a small bit. Right. 1 second. Now, there it is, right there. Now, that's easily 3 degrees above the horizon here. But that's clear. This isn't clear. And you can't see this at all. They don't show you any of this until 2 minutes 12 into the video. Right? Until 2 minutes 12 or something like that. And I just... Right? You see it now coming up in a sec. There it is. Like 2 minutes... 39 or something in the video, and they start showing us this. Like, where is the evidence that any of this is synced up? Where's the evidence that this is synced up with this is synced up with that? Where is any of the evidence of any of that? There's no evidence that any of this is synced up together. It's total fabrication, total rubbish. But anyway, the last part of this, before we go to the devastation. So if we come to here, 420 miles, right? So 14.29 altitude, right, from 420 miles away. 14.29 mile altitude from 420 miles away. It's going to be 1.94 degrees. Are you telling me you're going to see 1.94 degrees from 420 miles away? You're not going to see any detail of anything at that point. You won't see any detail. It's nonsense. But that's what. But the point is that that's what you like. They would expect that we're supposed to see 1.94 degrees that far away. And even if we could see something small on the horizon, whatever, it would be you wouldn't hardly be able to see it. And we don't know whether we could see it or not, because just like this video, both of these videos are halfway through before we get to see them. So it's total nonsense. But anyway, the last part, 1 second now. Just going to go. So, right. So this here, right, was from Palm City, Florida, 105 miles away. And this is the exact moment when supposedly someone in Myrtle Beach got to see the rocket. This is the exact moment. So this is supposed to be under 8 degrees above the horizon. That's easily, if even from someone, if you triangulate from someone at sea level down here, that's would easily be 8 degrees and more. They'd be able to see it above the horizon, proving the Earth is absolutely flat. Not that we needed it. And the same here, this is like 280 miles away. That would be, someone could triangulate that, would be easily over 2.9 to 3.2 or 3 degrees, easy, or whatever it was. Easy. So, because it's hard to tell with the video, because the way video works is that it makes things sometimes seem small in the distance when in a different way than they are, different things. But the point is that it would easily be it's proven the Earth is flat over and over and over. The only one they have, where is it gone to? Where's the one? Where's the? Yeah, this is there, right? So here is, right, this is what they're saying from 365 miles away. Now, we don't know what's happening at 280 miles or 420 miles because we weren't shown that. We were shown this, right? And they said you could just barely see it just at the horizon at 365 miles away. Now, I put the little auto levels bit in just to kind of clear it up a little bit because it's so blurry, as I showed earlier. The guy had to bring it up to 129 to make it to bring it back away from blur. But this is what I want to show. This is the real one, right? Look at this, right? What can you see here? What can you see? You can see that as I change it around, I've changed around the levels to try and clear it up. As you can see, no matter what you do, what are we seeing? The horizon is behind whatever is going on here. The horizon is behind it. So no matter what they have to say, this is a black swan. This is Wally's black swan, proving the horizon is behind it. No matter what I do, the horizon is behind it. No matter what I do, the horizon is behind it. When I bring it down to exactly where the horizon is behind it all the time. See? Messing around with it, horizon's always behind it. As you can see, it's always in front of the horizon. What does that tell you? It tells you that it's a black swan. That's what it tells you. It tells you that Wally proved the Earth is not a globe. He proved it's flat. Change this around. No matter what I do, it just keeps it. That kind of makes it a bit too dark. You can't see it at all. Look, try and get it as sharp as possible. It's in front of the horizon. A black swan. Well done, Wally. Well done, Wolfie. Well done, all these people. They keep proving the Earth is not a globe. They've shown that there's no rotation, and they've shown that there's no curvature, and they've shown that this is a black swan. I don't know what else to say. It's over. So thanks for watching. It's been a long video, but these people deserve it, and they deserve everything they get because they're fabricating evidence and trying to make things up and using blurry videos. If they have anything to say about this, well, they should have come up with a better video because that's only a lot of blur. But it doesn't matter because, as I show, it's always, no matter what I do with the thing, it's always in front of the horizon. Look, always in front of the horizon, all the time. Move all this around, in front of the horizon. Always, look, there you are, in front of the horizon, all the time. Always in front of the horizon. There you go. I don't know what else to say. Black Swan. Well done, Wally. The absolute idiot. Thanks for watching.